Welcome to the Hebron Global Transformation Initiative. We believe that you can succeed in a rapidly changing world. Join the community of men and women who are striving to be transformed leaders of healthy families, spiritually empowered and financially free. Don't you want to be part of us? Please go on and listen to the message.
Viewers, welcome on our channel, Hebron Global Transformation Initiative. Today we are discussing an aspect of leadership. We want to discuss different levels of development in leadership, including 7 levels of leadership that we'll talk about in a couple of minutes to come. So first and foremost, I would like to begin by giving a simple explanation of what is leadership. In simple terms, leadership is the capacity to influence others through inspiration, mentorship, empowerment, and motivation. So this is a simple summary definition of leadership. So we empower others through a couple of assessments and a couple of techniques that we'll be discussing going forward. So people are inspired from different levels of the establishment. They can be inspired from the crowd, the general crowd, and then they become potential followers. Potential followers can further be inspired, and then they are migrated from being followers to become leaders in different aspects. Then again, on the other hand, leaders can further be inspired to become agents of change in different aspects of life that we've seen, we will be continue to see, and we have seen in our lives. Even the agents of change can further be inspired, and they are transformed into noble heroes that we have heard, that we have read in the books, we have seen with our eyes, and we have even heard them doing great and transformational efforts in different capacities in their countries, and even going beyond their own jurisdictions to cross over international arena. So this it comes from a simple definition of inspiration. It's inspiring people to become who they are supposed to are created to do, to perform great assignments in life that will bring change and transformation in different lives of people. So I will continue to talk about different aspects. Before we continue on other steps of leadership, I also wanted to make a couple of comments about what is leadership. Leadership is not about power. Leadership is about empowerment. Leadership is not about titles, authority, or any other kind of position a person would have. It is about provision of a service to the community. Leadership is not about rights and obligations you demand from colleagues, friends, and co-workers. It's about giving them a sense of direction, instilling confidence and coaching, and giving them the freedom to think and give constructive feedback. Leadership is not about leading when there is a clear path that everybody can be able to see, and they understand whichever is being done. Leadership is about having a confidence and believing that tomorrow can be better than today, even when there is no path, the rightest path that you can go through and make strides of transformation, even when they are not there, they are not available. They are no means through which you use it to achieve an end. It is about having confidence that what you are doing today, even when they are not working on your way, there will be an improvement. Challenges and problems are always there, but they are always temporary. They will not be there for life. Everything has its own season. So it is to believe that tomorrow can be different. That's why we'll have a confidence and conviction that what we are doing today, even when we are passing through difficulties and problems, will make it, will be able to make a greater transformation and deliver on our purpose. So leadership is about giving confidence, giving inspiration, empowering people, motivating them, showing them the right direction, indicating that whichever is difficult on their side today can be a solution tomorrow. So it is to believe and to have a greater faith and conviction that whichever we do, it can change dramatically and make a difference in life. So this is in summary, what is leadership is all about. So before we continue, I also wanted to talk about how can somebody know, or how can people understand leadership is measured. So I wanted to bring to attention that there are different measurements where we can base and judge against the successes of leadership. So there are simple messages that we would like to talk to you, that people can use to understand that, to measure the amount of success in leadership. So leadership is entirely measured by the decreasing dependence of your followers. If you have some people, subordinates, workers and friends whom you work together in different organizations, and you happen to be their leader and have worked on their empowerment, you have worked on their motivation, and you have also mentored them in different aspects, you've given them chance and understanding, so that even when you are not present, you are absent, they'll be able to take over, they will be able to run the company, able to run the organization in which you have been a leader. So much as you are not being the game changer in the organization, you have empowered people on their different capacities, and they are willing to take over and even contribute much more than you would contribute when you are available. That is an indicator of measurement of leadership. So another element that can be measured, can be seen, and I believe that leadership has been successful, is bottom line results when they are increasing, when the organization you are leading has been able to achieve its commitments and results are increasing and expanding. If it is in the business, customer base is increasing, and every aspect of profitability, return investment is increasing, and you have done all it takes to ensure that the company is able to continue and sustain its operations and even continue to deliver on its commitments, then that is a measure of leadership success. So again, another aspect that we can see and we believe and gauge that leadership has been achieved is an aspect of believing that you have tried to establish some functions and establish systems that will even checks and balances can be implemented and even be monitored, that can be assessed and believe that they have worked. Even when you are not in that organization, that can also be a measure of leadership success. So we also want to bring to attention that leadership, there are certain features or elements that need to be avoided in leadership. So and this need to be spoken to you in this session. So there are certain elements that can hinder the progress of any kind of leadership. So a leader is not believed that in whichever is doing, in whichever institution, organization, is to believe that is the only sole person who can make a difference in life in whatever is being done. So the spirit of believing that you're the only person, smart person who can bring change, can become a game changer, is a bad spirit that we cannot recommend any leader to have. Another aspect that we recommend, which should be avoided in any kind of leadership, is about making a public shame to whoever has been trying to give his view or her view of points that maybe trying to bring an idea that may consolidate together to bring a change in whichever they are doing. So if you happen to stand in your position as a leader and you denounce the contribution of others in public, so without even considering the efforts they have done, it is something to be avoided. Another aspect that again can be avoided in leadership is trying to exalt yourself, indicate that without your presence, without your contribution, without your efforts, nothing can be done in an organization. So it is very bad spirit that cannot be promoted in wherever you happen to be a leader. So denouncing others' contributions publicly, so regardless of understanding what is the basis of them trying to bring forward the ideas, is a very bad idea that we should be avoided. So leadership is a very complex aspect of life that every leader needs to understand and maximize. So the 7 levels of leadership, we're going to talk about the important to the extent that they are used in different aspects of life. They are used in international corporations. They can be used in high centers of learning, such as universities and colleges and even high schools. They can be used in pharmaceutical businesses, industries. They can further be used in tax administrations and other even central government institutions. These lessons and experiences can further be used in not-for-profit organizations and faith-based organizations. These principles and experiences can further be used in institutions of agriculture institutions or legal institutions. They can be used in financial institutions such as banks and insurance companies, and even private other undertakings. They can be used further, be used in infrastructure projects and companies. They are ready and fit for the purpose to be used in different aspects of life. So before we continue to 7 levels of leadership, I wanted to bring to attention that these levels are very important enough to the extent that every business you have, every institution that you serve, every undertaking that you would want to undertake, make sure that these levels, 7 levels of leadership, must be used in life, because they are insights, and they are a couple of insights and a couple of experiences everybody who is a leader in position of leadership will want to know and understand and be able to use them as they move over from one step to another. So let's continue and begin with 7 levels of leadership. We begin with level number 1, which is a position level. Level number 2 is about permission level. And then level number 3 is about production or results level. Then level number 4 is about people development, learning and development. Then level number 5 is about pinnacle or personhood or respect. Then the level number 6 is about transparency. And then level number 7 is about re-establishment. So these levels, every institution that has been existed and others which will need to be exist in the future, they can draw some principles and guidance and inspirations that they can use to be able to move forward. So level 1, level of 7 levels of leadership that we termed as a position level is a level that every institution, every individual who begins a kind of work or job in any undertaking has start with. This is the position. Everybody is given a position in an institution. Others who are starting, and even those who are in different institutions, they have the position, they have the responsibilities, they have job description, they have the terms and conditions of their service, and they have the targets to work on. So the position level is at the beginning, the entry level. Whoever is in this level, they are features on this level that a leader on this level is leading by position. Is just making sure that whoever is there has a position to work on, and then they have the terms and conditions of the service. The leader is just to make sure that the obligations and rights are being observed and even achieved, implemented. So there is nothing like motivation, there is nothing like innovation, there is nothing like proactiveness. There are little chances of inspiring and motivating people to deliver on their purpose. So they are managed based on their positions. So the major motivation in this aspect is the amount of pay, the amount of salaries or the wages the individuals earn at the end of the month or at the end of their commitment. So the leaders in this position have little space to exercise their gifts, and some of them even enjoy them being in control other than being the mentors and inspirers and even the empowerers. So in this level, the key message here to bring forward to our viewers is that people are managed and controlled by their positions and responsibilities that have been described and articulated in their job descriptions and terms and conditions of service. So So this level of leadership is the first entry, and a very individual, I think, an institution, whether they have been elevated or even they are serving in the capacity of highest level of leadership, they one day or the other might have experienced this position. So they must have worked on this position. So this is the level that most individuals will not escape. So it is a level, a great level, that whoever begins to work in some organizations will have to begin from this. So we are saying that the employees here, it's like they are somehow limited to their jobs and their commitments. There are little chances to ask questions. They are not even expecting to receive some constructive answers. It is a kind of structured element that you have to believe the way it is. And then people on this level, they are not naturally motivated. They are not motivated to the extent that they are not even willing and even happy to stay longer on this position. They are always striving to make a step further and join other levels that will be seeing going forward. So, but not everybody on this position will have an ability to move forward to another levels of leadership. Some will tend to remain here. There are people who are less motivated by nature. There are others who would need to be inspired and be uplifted and be encouraged to make a step of faith and move to another level of development. So this kind of position level is a level that everybody would need to begin with, and it has been so for each and every organization. Level 2 of leadership is permission level. The key message in this level is relationship. So people follow you, subordinates and individuals and co-workers will be able to follow you because you have developed a relationship that will count on their lives, and they are willing to understand what you're doing. They are motivated by your initiatives and actions. They are also motivated by the goals and visions that you have. They are very motivated by the inspirations and empowerment that you bring forward. So they would want to know your motivations, and then they're also willing, interested to understand what on the other side can motivate them, can inspire them, can even mentor them and motivate them, and make sure that they deliver on their purpose, the overall purpose of the organization. So in this level, people are more encouraged and inspired because of what you are doing for them. So they know what you are doing. They know their own strengths. They like you and you like them. They are motivated by seeing you being concerned about what they are doing, their lifestyle, even their contributions. They even begin to understand their capabilities and efforts they have, the qualification, their skills and experiences and gifts that they have received. So you would want to understand clearly on each personal basis and even the groups and individuals. So at this level, people will be motivated to deliver as long as you know their concerns. So I like what John Maxwell said. People will not understand, will not be motivated by what you know, but they will be motivated by how much you care about their lives and what they are doing. At this level, people leadership here will begin to understand the experiences people have and the skills and talents and capabilities they have in-house, and then they'll begin to choose the best leaders among others who will again be inspired and motivated to lead their colleagues and friends. So people at this level, a leader will have developed an insight and even identified people with potentials and capabilities to lead next assignments, next business lines, and the other established undertakings that can make again a difference in whatever they are doing, and they are working on their commitment. So on this level, people will be motivated by how much you care. I like what Maxwell said. People will not care by how much you understand or how much you know until they know how much you care about their lives, what they you care about what they are doing, what you care about what Jeff is giving them a challenge and trying to bring down their efforts. So as long as you understand, as long as you cherish their contributions, as long as you recognize their contributions in the common interests the organization is having, so then they begin to identify you as a leader, and then they begin to like what you're doing, and even the initiatives you have, the commitments that you're bringing forward, the vision that is available. All these ones will be there to be supported, to be lifted up by the colleagues and friends and co-workers that you have on this level too. So the relationship is the key element that needs to be nurtured, increased, and even expanded further to the extent that the organization achieves its own goals and commitments on time. So we'll continue to level 3, which we called the production level. This is a level that everybody would understand in the organization, and they are even willing to appreciate what is being done. So people like their leaders on this level, the employees, subordinates, co-workers, and friends, fellow workmates will be motivated by what you are doing, you have done, what you are doing, and what you have done for the business. The bottom results, down results for the organization is increasing. The return on investment is increasing day by day, month by month, and even year by year. Even the client base is continuing to expand. Institutions are growing further. Even you begin to think about acquiring other companies. Subsidiaries then begin to be created, and even some associates and investments, significant investments, domestic and offshore investments are being done. So the employees on this level, people will begin to appreciate what you've done for the organization. They have the confidence that the organization is not going to close tomorrow. Their job, their earnings is secured. It's just anchored on a institution that is existing, stable, and sustainable. So they like you because of what you've done for the organization. And they are proud of being part and parcel of such contributions, and they are willing to continue to support you even much further. So in this aspect, they also like what you're doing for the organization if the asset base for the company is increasing. For example, if I think so what you, as a leader, what you have to work on is to work on their motivation, so that you make sure that you consolidate their efforts, and then come together and you create a momentum that will not cease, immediately cease, and cannot even cease in the near future. So it is widely believed that wherever there is a momentum in an organization, this inspires a transformation, and to the extent that by 80% of the problems in institution, problems and challenges that ever existed can be achieved and addressed by the presence of a momentum in this organization. So the level 3 production level or results level is a great level. The shareholders interested in it, and even the other stakeholders such as government, tax administrations, directions, employees, any other people who have the interest in the company are always motivated and inspired by this level production and results level. So it is a great and wonderful level to be on. So I will continue to level 4 where we said it is a people development level. And this is a level that every individual, every person in the organization will need to be developed. So the kind of opportunities and developments that a leader will have to bring to his team, to the organization that is a leader. People need to be motivated on different aspects. They need to be given some assignments that will give them a challenge so that they understand. Much as they are handling those complex assignments, they'll be motivated by experiencing some difficulties and even the creating ability and innovation to make sure that they achieve such kind of challenges. So in this regard, employees will be developed in this perspective. So as other aspects, people will want to believe in their leader is to ensuring to see that leadership is committed to giving them an understanding. They give them the trainings which can be conducted internally on job and out of job trainings. They also be able to to be inspired and encouraged to carry out innovations that will bring a change and transformation in the institutions they are doing. So if the leadership is in position to bring force such kind of aspects in employees' development, and then they'll be able to, like their leader, they work together while they are motivated. Again, they will understand how the leadership is being about their continuous development. So learning and development is a kind of aspect that will bring skills, expertise, and even increase their abilities and skills in whichever they are doing. So people in this regard will be motivated by them being exposed on different forums. They can be local, they can be in-house forums, they can be regional or international forums, so where they represent their concerns and even their innovations, the skills they have acquired across the levels of transformation while working in your organization. So if you give them exposure, if you support them, if you encourage them, if you identify courses that bring skills and innovations in their lives, then you'll be their leader, and then they work towards achieving your common goals and achieve your purpose. So people will follow you because of what you have done for them. You will understand their challenges, you understand their motivations, you will have understood what they need to be able to make a difference. And rewarding every kind of initiative that is done in the organization, even before, even without waiting whether the overall and ultimate result is achieved, is a kind of initiative that people would begin to love and appreciate. So on this level, as long as you understand what the employees need, the colleagues and friends need in the organizations, that you have started to work, I think, right away from the position to permission to production and even to people development. So people will sit down and sit and believe that the institution, the best, they wish it is an institution of their dream, an institution that they can deliver, an institution that they can make a difference, and even in the future to be able to bring another skills, to lift up their skills and do some great work in wherever they'll be employed. So this level is a level that cannot be ignored in every transformation process of individual and employees' lives. So level 4 is a great and wonderful level every employee needs to be on, and when such initiatives are available and in place, they'll be willing and motivated to serve the organization, sustain it, and even continue to make it a success. So level 5 on the levels of leadership is about Pinnacle. Pinnacle has different names. It is called personhood. It can be called Zenith. It can be called summit, peak, and utmost, topmost level of leadership. This is the highest level in leadership. This is a level that every person would want to achieve in life, but it is a level that is rare, that it cannot be achieved by, or has never been achieved by many. So we'll see some of the characters on this level, but the leader on this level, his contributions and performance and significance goes beyond his own life. It goes beyond his own country, and it goes even beyond his regional location, and touches other aspects of life, and to have impact on the current and even future generations. So on this level, there are examples of the leaders who have ever lived on this level. And as I earlier said, maybe not every leader would be in position to serve his institution or his generation up to this level. So some of the common characters on this level include Martin Luther King Jr., who led a civil rights movement in the United States of America in 1954 up to I think 1968, so where he lost his life because of the movement he had already created. So he fought against racial discrimination, injustice, and even them being discriminated from being a right citizen. So they are not being given the rights of American citizens, who fought against such injustices, and which in the end came to to claim his life at the end of around a decade or 2 decades or so. So this is a person that one of the leaders who has ever achieved this kind of level pinnacle. So there are other examples who have climbed on this level. Among them include the Mother Teresa of India, of Calcutta. She worked in this country as she was about she had a foundation called that was taking care of the poor, the sick, and even giving them shelter, clothes, and food, and even the health medication. So this she was called a nun by that time, and she went on to contribute significantly and change the lives of people in this country, and in the end was crowned and canonized as a saint, I think, in 2016. So she has done some great work in her time, and she has contributed a lot, and she established some projects and even changed the lives of many, and people survived and lived, and even others went to school and changed their lives because of her own contribution. She has done great contribution in her time. So the other character on this level is a person called the president of South Africa, by his name is Nelson Mandela, who fought against apartheid in South Africa. Also, again, against the injustice and racial discrimination about the South Africans. So he tried to fight against that kind of injustices, and then took his life and went in prison for 27 years until he was released, I think, in 1980s, and then he started politics and then became a president of this country. So him being appointed raised up to becoming a leader in that country, he never brought in a spirit of revenge. Instead, he brought a spirit of reconciliation and oneness, brotherhood, and even oneness. So the spirit of such kind of a leader that worked and brought a significant change and transformation in the country, it went beyond his own country in South Africa and even touched different levels of lives of people, even on this planet, and people will continue to learn from him and continue to be motivated and inspired by his actions, and even the options he took to not to revenge and even to bring people together, and he created a brotherhood spirit, and people were motivated and inspired by his decisions. So similar characters on this level, level 5, pinnacle level, respect level, have other characters like Aristotle and even the Plato, who lived during their time before civilization that you have had today. These people lived in the country of Greece, and then they have done great transformations in lives of people. They worked on education. They made their inventions and discoveries in the fields of education, physics, and even in leadership and in metaphysics and in the other aspects of understanding, of knowledge and understanding that people are still using today. They brought in education that many systems in the world, almost all of them systems of the world are using today. They have brought transformation that has affected many decades and centuries during their time, and they continue to even serve the current generation and even future generation. These people have worked and motivated people in these different aspects. They have worked on biological inventions and discoveries. They have worked on physics and some experience. They have worked in mathematics and even discovered many formulas and even a kind of structures and observations of which are being observed now in science subjects. Oh, these people have done great contribution there. So these are people who have been classified and promoted to be qualifying to serve on this level, on pinnacle level. So these people have done great work in their fields of discoveries and inventions. So the examples of great men and women who have done a great impact and transformation in different centuries that have passed, and even others that will continue to come. So these are the small few examples of people who have served on this level 5 pinnacle level. So level 6, that you're going to begin with and give a bit of explanations about transparency. Transparency is a level that we transfer some of the initiatives. What are we transferring on this level? We are transferring strategies and structures and systems and skills and staff and style and shared values to the establishment that has been established by organizations that have been created. So we talked about on a level 3 production level that some new establishments are being created. For example, subsidiary. They can be joint ventures, they can be associates, they can be investments. These are institutions which are being created and being established. They may not necessarily be in one location, they may be in some other regions or international economies. So the skills, the strategy, the skills, the people, the shared values, the style of working, such kind of models that have been used in organizations A, for example, will be transferred to organization B to be able to begin from somewhere, not to begin from the scratch. So the skills, the strategy, the competitive strategy that have been used to succeed in organization A or in country A will be delivered and transferred to another organization that has been fully established, and then make sure that they begin in the fastest way possible. So this kind of transparency is another level in leadership that we cannot ignore. We will not want to begin from nowhere. We will have to begin from what we have already established and developed and worked on, and they are proven to the extent that they have worked and succeeded. So these strategy and structure and systems and the skills and stuff and style and shared values are consolidated together, bound together, and transferred to be used in newly establishments, so in different organizations. So these soft models of working and transformation are very important enough to the extent that people have gotten this secret of delivering what they have used to succeed in some previous institutions or the existing institutions when they are established and worked and used to deliver and even perform in other new establishments and formations. They'll be able to move very fast and achieve the organization. So processes are being refined, reviewed, and customized to the needs of the institutions that have been created. The competitive advantage aspect that has been proven successful in the institutions, for example, A will be delivered and established to be delivered and begin to work in another establishment. So the skills and capabilities and experiences and strategies and actions that have been used, tested, proven, and agreed to be working, they'll be delivered and be used in another setting. Some of the exemplary staff that are known to be very professional, very flexible, and even willing and motivated not only by the contribution and the earnings they get from what they are doing and natural motivation. They are being motivated by natural inclination of their lifestyle. So they will be used to be delivered to and be used to work in institutions that have been fully established. So the working style is there, the reading style is there. There are different styles that people will need to use. The style of leadership, some may be transformational leadership, others may be centralized, a kind of leadership, others may be servant leadership, others may be and even a Zephyr kind of leadership style, and others may be democratic kind of leadership. All these ones are considered good ideas in such kind of style of leadership. They can be consolidated and packed into one model of methodology, and then they are deployed and used in institutions that have been created, and then they will be able to bring results as soon as possible, the fastest way possible. So this kind of elements that need to be in place to make sure that institutions succeed and even work and achieve their commitments in the shortest way possible. So we'll continue and conclude on the last level of leadership. Level 7 on these levels of leadership is about re-establishment. Re-establishment is a level that brings to the end of our session today, because re-establishment is doing all that has been done from level 1 position up to level 6 transference, and then they are transferred and re-established in new operations, in new setup, in new structures, in new organizations, in new establishments. So they are established to the extent that the techniques, the strategies, the style, the structure, or other styles of performance and transformation, that techniques that have been used on those 6 levels are being transferred and re-established in new structure setups. And then they are not beginning from the scratch, as Aria mentioned. They are beginning from skills, already proven skills, already proven initiatives and proactive engagements that have been tested, and they are working, and they have been able to work and achieve common results. So they are established. So the levels are restored, renewed, and instated, and even be established to ensure that the growth and expansion and continuous improvement begin to take place and take shape, and continue to get established and deliver on their purpose and even sustain the operation. So the organizations that have registered successes on the other previous 6 levels of leadership that we talked about, they are to be even be manifested and even be achieved on the level 7, where they have been reestablished. So we are observing the processes that have been used previously. We are observing the structure that has worked and served the purpose. We are observing the skills and the leadership style. We also are observing the shared values, which includes behaviors and thoughts, actions, and concepts that have been established before, and they have been tested and proven right, and they are working. All such kind of package that is being used to succeed in some levels of institutions or different locations are being transferred and established on this level 7 and establishment level. And then the institutions will, in the blink of an eye, will have worked on its commitments and will have achieved on its purpose. And then the such kind of leadership model, such kind of initiatives, such kind of motivations and empowerments and mentorship that have been proven successful and working, and now being reestablished in this undertaking, in this establishment. So it is good to work through these levels, and it is good to believe the insights and even to adopt them and gain them and understand them and be able to use them as a leader. So they'll be able to guide you, they'll be able to make you succeed, they'll be able to achieve the purpose that you had originally perceived to achieve. So it is good to walk through these levels and make a difference in life. So we are encouraged to read these levels wherever you find them. Also, we are always here to chat together and even to discuss much more insights pertaining this level of these 7 levels of leadership. So we thank you for being attentive on our presentations, and most importantly, may God bless you and keep you safe. Thank you for viewing our presentation, and thank you for giving us further your comments and guidance. So we'll continue to work together, continue to share some insights and contributions. May God bless you. I'll see you then. Bye.